Imagine you're lying awake in bed just after midnight. The house is silent. The wind barely moves the trees outside. Then you hear it, a woman crying, not nearby, not far away, just somewhere beyond the darkness. At first, it sounds like someone grieving, but then the cries grow louder, more desperate, more heartbreaking. Ay, mis niños, my children. Every instant tells you someone needs help. You step outside. The street is empty. The crying continues. Only now it sounds farther away. You follow the voice. It keeps moving, always just beyond your reach, until suddenly the crying stops. The silence becomes unbearable, and behind you, someone whispers, Mis hijos. For centuries, people across Mexico and Latin America have warned their children never to follow a crying woman at night. Because according to one of the oldest and most terrifying legends ever told, you may never find your way home again. Across Mexico, nearly everyone knows the name La Llorona. Parents have whispered her story for generations. Children grow up hearing warnings about wandering too close to rivers after sunset. Some believe she is only folklore. Others insist they, or someone they trust, have heard her cries in the middle of the night. Tonight, we're exploring the chilling legend of La Llorona, the many versions of her story, and why people continue reporting encounters with the weeping woman to this day. Although most people associate La Llorona with colonial Mexico, some historians believe stories of a grieving female spirit exist long before the Spanish arrived. Several indigenous traditions describe supernatural women connected to water, mourning, and warnings of tragedy. Over time, these beliefs blend with Spanish storytelling and Catholic themes of sin, punishment, and redemption. The result was a legend unlike any other, one that has survived for centuries. Not because every detail stayed the same, but because every generation reshaped the story while preserving its fear. The version most people know tell a story of a beautiful young woman who fell deeply in love with a wealthy man. They had children together, but eventually he abandoned her for another woman of higher social status. Consumed by grief and rage, she made a terrible decision, one she immediately regretted. According to the legend, after realizing what she had done, she wandered the riverbank searching endlessly for her children. Unable to find peace, her spirit was condemned to walk the earth forever, crying into the darkness, searching, calling, never stopping. But this is only one version. Other regions tell a very different story. Some say she was falsely accused. Some claim she was cursed. Others insist she protects children rather than harms them. The details change, but one thing never does: the crying. Across rural Mexico, the legend became more than just a ghost story. It became a warning. Children were told never to wander near rivers after dark, never answer strange voices, never follow crying in the night. Some believe hearing La Llorona close by meant she was far away. Others claim the opposite. If her cries sounded distant, she was already standing behind you. No one knows where that belief began, but it spread quickly. And for many families, it remained one of the most repeated warnings to this day. What keeps the legend alive isn't just its history, it's the number of people who still claim to experience something they can't explain. Witnesses describe hearing a woman sobbing near rivers, canals, and deserted roads. Some report seeing a figure dressed entirely in white drifting through thick fog before disappearing. Others claim the crying seemed to move in impossible ways, sounding close one moment and impossibly far the next. Many stories come from people who have never even heard the legend before their experience. Whether these encounters have natural explanations or not, they continue to fuel one of the oldest ghost stories in the Americas. Stories like La Llorona exist around the world. Nearly every culture has legends about grieving spirits who wander the night. Perhaps they reflect universal fears, loss, regret, the dangers of isolation. Or perhaps stories like these survive because they remind us that some mistakes can never truly be undone. Whatever the explanation, La Llorona has become far more than just a ghost story. She has become part of Mexico's cultural identity. For hundreds of years, parents have repeated the same warning. If you hear a woman crying after midnight, don't go looking. Whether La Llorona is a restless spirit, a lesson passed from generation to generation, or simply one of history's greatest legends, her voice still echoes through rivers, forests, and lonely roads. And somewhere tonight, someone may swear they heard her calling. What do you think? Is La Llorona simply one of the greatest legends ever told? Or do you believe thousands of people have experienced something they still can't explain? Have you or someone in your family ever heard the cry of La Llorona? Share your story in the comments below. If you enjoy exploring the darkest legends from Mexico and Latin America, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. New stories are uploaded every week, and next time we may uncover another legend that has haunted generations.